If you were to describe 3 characteristics about yourself, what would they be? If you mentioned compassion as one of those virtues, you are in the minority. Joining us is a man on a mission to teach people about how to be a compassionate human being. We'd like to welcome Lee Tomlinson, speaker and author of Compassion Heals and founder of the Compassion Heals movement. It's great to meet you.
Well, it's great to be here. Thank you. And, as I completely know, given my medical history, every day alive is a very, very good day.
I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, who've fought the good fight, who have made it on the other side, and they look at life a bit differently. And I want to talk about your journey, your health journey, but what is the Compassion Heals movement?
Well, it's really very simple. Its purpose is to reverse and return the scientifically proven healing power of compassion to healthcare and the world. It is rapidly disappearing, and it has been scientifically proven in healthcare to provide the best outcome, to shorten the treatment time, quicker releases, and better long-term health. And if it's that good in healthcare, it's the same anywhere else, because compassion really is simple human kindness.
Why do you think we're losing compassion in healthcare?
Well, it's not just in healthcare. I mean, it's everywhere. And the truth is that there's so many reasons. One, obviously, is COVID. We are made as human beings genetically to join with each other. And when we can't connect because of COVID, because of electronics, whatever it is, it literally majorly negatively impacts our health and our mental well-being. So all of those factors have kept us isolated. And now we're beginning to get used to it, as horrible as it is. And so we're not being connected to human beings in healthcare or anywhere else.
Because I'm sure we can all relate. We've all had doctors here and there that have a terrible bedside manner. Would you say that
Right.
compassion and bedside manner are one and the same, or are they different?
They are one and the same. Yes, they are exactly. Whether it's a doctor, a nurse, whether it's the phlebotomist, the housekeeper, whoever it is. When I was hospitalized towards the end of my advanced cancer treatment, I was treated so inhumanely, so unkind and insensitively, that it literally drove me to suicide and considering how to do it. If it hadn't been for a literally 1-minute conversation with a doctor friend who came to visit, who apologized for what he called the compassion I hadn't gotten, which caused me to get to this point, and mentioned how horrible it was and common in healthcare. He was the one who believed in me and said, Lee, go do something. Don't end your life. Fight and live. And if you do, try to be part of the solution and see if you can't remind healthcare workers and every other human being on the face of the planet that a simple kind act can literally be life-saving.
Can you tell us what was it that made the experience so horrible?
Yeah, I mean, it was the literally lack of simple civility. It was a lack of courtesy. It was a mean, angry sort of posture of many of the people there. These were not happy people. These were burned out. They're not bad people in healthcare who are lacking compassion. They're probably burned out because they give too much. They don't give enough compassion to themselves. So when I'm speaking to healthcare audiences, my message is you must take care of yourself. It's not selfish, it's necessary if what you want to do is be your most competent and compassionate self for the benefit of your patients. So compassion is the eternal and national, international healing power that right now we're not using.
Have you talked to some of these healthcare workers who have taken on board your suggestions and what their response is once they've implemented this whole notion of putting more compassion into their work? What do they tell you?
Yeah. Well, the majority of them, it's more like a sort of a wake-up call to say 50% of Americans today, compassion has been deemed to be integral, necessary, not optional for the best outcomes. And when we don't get it as patients, our outcomes are worse and take longer. So what I do is I remind the healthcare workers that it's necessary every day, every minute you're in the presence of a colleague or a patient, you must be compassionate to give the best results to that patient.
This is a great place. Yes, this is a great place to take a break. When we come back after the commercial, I want to talk about how just the average Joe, such as myself, can implement more compassion into her life or his life. We're going to do that in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We've been chatting with Lee Tomlinson, better known as Patient Lee. He is also the founder of the Compassion Heals movement. He is a stage 3-4 throat cancer survivor. You were through the ringer during your treatment, and it's because of one doctor who came to you who offered the compassion that you so desperately needed to survive, and here you are today. So you've made it your mission to educate people on how to be more compassionate. Now, we've been talking a lot about healthcare workers, but what about people like myself? Because we all tend to get real lost in our own minutia. So what are some of the things, what are 3 top things you can suggest that we can all implement in our lives today to become more compassionate?
Well, what I would say, look, empathy is one thing. You have to start. You have to be conscious enough to look out around you and see the pain that people are experiencing. And everybody, whether they're good at faking it or not, everybody in the world right now is under extreme pain from all that they've been through over the past 12 months and just life itself. So that's empathy. I get your pain. I'm aware of it. Now, to turn that into compassion, you have to take action to remove it. So what we do is we offer what we call the Compassion Heals Challenge. And what that is, it's 7 days, 1 kind act a day. You promise you're going to do 1 kind act a day for 7 days, just to get you back in the habit, to make you focus on being and giving that gift that you have to other people. We've had tens of thousands of healthcare professionals sign up for it and complete it. So that's tens of thousands of kind acts. And again, like my hospital experience with my doctor, it took 5 minutes. That kindness and compassion saved my life. There's a quick story of a fellow who wrote a suicide note, said, I'm going to walk to the bridge, but if I make one single eye contact, I won't jump. 1. They found his body the next day.
Oh, no.
All it takes for him would have been a simple look and a nod. How long does that take? So, opening a door for someone, helping them with packages, go to your local food kitchen and serve food. Just do kind acts, and you'll be healed and connected, as will they. Sounds simple? It is, but we're just not doing it enough. So my call is, if we want to heal the world, be kind, be kind, be kind. Every minute you're in the presence of another person, they're fighting a great battle, and your kindness can help heal that if you intend to.
And you were even mentioning that there's a chemical change within us, that when we do give back to others, that it releases this chemical within us that makes us happier people.
It literally does. It baffles me. When I started studying this stuff, I was overwhelmed by the medical benefits of it, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. But it literally makes us feel better. It releases oxytocin into our systems, which is like a narcotic. It literally is just like a joy drug. So it is that simple. If you want to feel more connected, if you want to feel happier, if you want to feel more fulfilled, if you want to feel of value, go out and do for somebody else. And you know what? The benefits are the same for both of you. They get that, you get that. Oh, and it's catching, which means that when I give a kind gift to someone, they have like a 90% chance of giving it to someone else who will give it to someone else.
That's the kind of spread we want. We want the spread of joy and compassion. Lee, it has been such a pleasure. It's been such a pleasure talking with you. And people can find your book, and it's just a wonderful message.
Amazon.com, Compassion Heals, it's up there.
Wonderful. Lee Tomlinson, pleasure to speak with you. Thank you so much.
Pleasure to you. Be kind, be safe, be compassionate.
We're back after this.